Hey everyone, Christina Del Rey. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and do so. This week I want to talk about something big in astrology that's happening, and it's the Saturn Uranus square. This is hit number 2 for us. I really want to focus on this because I feel like much of our year is focused on this Saturn Uranus square. It's really what 2021 is all about. And we just had 2 major eclipses, so you may have been feeling those emotional high points, right? And changes, ushering in change. But this is Saturn Uranus square is really for the collective and for us as individuals. So I really wanted to make this video about that because this happens on June 14th. And the first one we had was in February. And usually when you get the first hit of something, you're like, oh, something's going on. And then the second one, as it builds, you're like, whoa, I really need to do something. I really need to act. And then the third one is usually you integrating the lesson. So let's talk about Saturn for a minute. So Saturn is really all about building. It's about following the rules, building a structure. And you spend a lot of time building that structure. It's all about patterns and, being regimented, doing the same thing so that you can have something worth showing for. It's doing the physical work in this life. And you may have built this structure in your life and you're kind of proud of it. You're like, yeah, I built this. So Uranus is probably as opposite as you can get from Saturn, is not about building. Uranus is about breaking. Okay, so it's about revolution, it's about shock, change. And while Saturn is fear, Uranus is bravery. So Uranus is also technology. Uranus is freedom. Uranus is change. And Uranus is quick change too. It's not change over time. It's like fast. And Saturn resists, it fears, it takes a long time. So Uranus is fast, Saturn is slow. And these 2 planets are coming together to form a right angle. And that is exact on the 14th. So whatever structure you had in this part of the chart, Uranus wants to break it and wants to break you free. And it's saying that the structure you built is no longer serving you and you have to do something different now. And you might not like that, at least at first, because we're humans and we resist change. So Saturn hangs on tight, right? They're like, no, this is the way we do things. This is our structure. This is what I'm used to. This is my routine. And Uranus is all about, no, we're going to throw that away. We're going to throw all that away and we're going to break you free. So, and this all ties in collectively as well as a society. So the structures that we have built in our society need to be broken. And that is just cyclical. We can't stay in the same structures forever. Saturn puts you in a box and Uranus breaks you out of the box. So if you are starting to feel more brave and fearless, then you are on the right track, because Saturn is retrograde currently. So Saturn is going to be more internal, where you're like fearful, or that you have to, the patterns that you normally have. But if you are intuitive and you're feeling Uranus, you're like, okay, I have to do something. I have to break out of that structure. That's not working anymore. I can't be fearful anymore. So if you're noticing that you're being more brave than usual, that's great. Then you're definitely going down the right road. If you are hanging on and not embracing the new, you're going to have a lot of trouble. Because as humans, right, we want to do that. We want to hang on. And we can't, unfortunately. Okay, so Aquarius is ruled by both Saturn and Uranus. So it just kind of makes it extra strong. Now, Taurus is all about money and values, and it's also about the things that you own. So I would not be surprised if in the world we saw something happen with the stock market or, money. Could even be values in the news. I'm thinking of that like Reddit thing that happened with the stock market. We could see another one of those. I don't even know what that was all about, but I know that there was something where, everybody decided to do something with a stock, and then it kind of either rose or went down. I don't even know, but I could see maybe something like that happening. Probably some surprises, definitely in the news for sure. Some surprises in your own life. But here's the really good thing. Uranus frees you so that you can have a better life. And it really might not seem like that in the beginning. It might, you might be hanging on tight to what you built. But the universe or God or whatever you want to call it is like, no, we're doing this for a reason. We're breaking you free because there's more. And you have to go see what that is. So if you can learn to embrace change, you're going to do a lot better. Okay. The biggest part too is going to be being open to what comes in. You have to remember that Uranus is making space. It's making space for the new and the next. So you're not in control, not with Uranus. We think we have control, but Uranus is about to show you that you don't control anything. You don't even control a portion of what you thought you controlled. So Uranus is about to show you that. Because, if we think we are so separate. We think that the thoughts that we have in our minds, and we think that because we are, we're human, we think that we're separate from spirit, and we're not. It's all tied together. So if you could see change as exciting, that would make this so much easier. And the fixed signs are really feeling, in a very personal way, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, and Leo. We are feeling this in a very big way. So if you are one of those signs, you do need to realize that change will happen whether, you're ready or not, because Uranus doesn't wait for you to be ready. Okay, so we're going to go through each sign and talk about, where this falls in your chart. But, expect it. Expect your structures to be different. And the last hit of Saturn Uranus is December 24th, right before Christmas. So by then, we will probably be able to integrate this lesson and, begin our new lives. Well, our new lives are beginning regardless, but we will be able to embrace it more, I guess, in December. Okay, so if you are an Aries, you are feeling this between your 2nd and your 11th house. So there are structures that you built with friends and hopes, wishes, and dreams, or groups that you hang out with. And, maybe you worked long and hard at those structures. Maybe the way that you present yourself to the public as well. And Uranus is coming along and saying, we're going to change that up. We're going to free you in some way. So Uranus might include using technology for money, using technology to make money. Uranus could come along and say, we're going to make money in a completely different way. Uranus might come along and say, you know what, your values are different from the people you have been hanging out with, so that needs to change. But there's something here that has to do with material things, values, and Saturn is saying, Saturn is trying to hold on to the hopes, wishes, and dreams you had, or the groups that you hold on to, or the friendships. But Uranus is saying, nope, you got to change. If you are a Taurus, you are feeling this in a huge way because Uranus is in your sign. So Uranus is shaking up your identity. So you are becoming more free, but you are also, you are trying to hang on. You may be trying to hang on to the status that you once had, that you once built for yourself, the person that everybody knows you as. And Uranus is saying, nope, we have to break free of who you previously were. So, the status is how you are known in the world. So this could be as a husband, as a wife. This could be as a teacher or a lawyer, or there's something about your status. And Uranus is coming along and saying, nope, we have to break free, and people are going to either see you in a different way, or you're integrating technology perhaps into your job where you never did before. Something big is changing here between your body and your status. So something that you built career-wise or just your reputation-wise, something is coming along and basically destroying that and setting you free so you can create the new and the next, and opportunities do come in. Okay, if you are a Gemini, so Gemini, Uranus is in the house of the subconscious, endings, behind the scenes, and Saturn is in your house of law, education, so higher education, think teaching, or think like college classes. This is also philosophies. This is broadcasting. It's also journalism. So Saturn is kind of holding on to, old philosophies. The way you always looked at the world, perhaps the hard work you have done in one of these areas. And Uranus is over in the 12th house saying, this isn't working anymore. You need to in some way broadcast your beliefs differently, or you need to believe something completely different, or you need to change your philosophies, or maybe you're integrating technology into your education somehow, and that's new to you or that's foreign to you. But Saturn is saying, I built this 9th house structure, so 9th house philosophies, or, legal matters. This could be, broadcasting, journalism, your place, your place in the world. This could be like foreign too, maybe like thinking travel, but you don't really have to travel anymore because of the internet. But whatever structure you built there, either in a foreign land or, the way that you travel, Uranus is coming and saying, we're going to do it different now. And that could be integrating the technology. But Uranus is in the house of the subconscious, so you could have these breakthroughs in your dreams. There could be very, Uranus is electric, so you could almost get these electrical dreams, these, I don't know, it feels like lightning, and you get these messages in the subconscious. But Uranus is also sudden endings too. So, but these are karmic endings a lot of times, or and karmic endings that, take place in other areas of your life, but that they're karmic. The karmic lesson has been served, and Uranus is in there to kind of show you how to, clear that out. So when Uranus finally does come and go into your first house, you're kind of a new person. You're going to have a new way to present yourself to the world. Okay, if you are a Cancer, so Cancer, you have built your finances in a certain way. You have structured your finances. These are really more finances like your assets or money that comes from investments, or it could even be like child support, money that you get from the government. But you have structured it in a certain way, and you're used to having it like that. And Uranus is in your 11th house of friendship, hopes, wishes, and dreams. And it's saying, nope, you have to break free of those structures, those monetary structures, those, whatever investments you made, or however you had your portfolio, or whatever your assets are, that you have to be broken free from that. And Saturn is still in the house of psychotherapy too, like deep psychological things. So whatever you built in your mind, whatever psychological structures that you have, Uranus is saying, you got to break free of those. And maybe that means hanging out with different friends. Maybe that means, having new hopes, wishes, and dreams. Maybe that means joining a group of some kind that's a little bit unusual. But, these structures are not going to stay in place. But know that it's for the better, and you will feel that. Probably more next year, but you will feel that you feel better. Okay, Leo. So we are definitely feeling this in a very big way. Uranus, the planet of shakeups and freedom, is in our 10th house of, it's our status, it's our career, it's how people know us in the world. And Saturn is over there in the relationship zone. So, that's contracts too. So the relationships that we have built in some way are no longer working for us. So that could be personal relationships, like romantic partnerships, or it could be business partnerships as well. So Uranus is coming along and saying, you know what, you have to free yourself from that. You cannot be in that relationship anymore. It doesn't work for you anymore. Or, you cannot be in that partnership anymore. And Uranus is saying you need to be free. Your status needs to be free. You need to integrate technology into your status. You need to go your own way, because Uranus is all about going your own way, doing your own thing. So there are big shakeups for Leos for sure. Now, if you're a Virgo, you have Uranus in the 9th house. So this might be like radically different belief system coming, because you may have lived your life day to day in a certain way. And Uranus is saying, well, we're going to shake that up for you. So this could be a health, this could be your philosophy on health could be shaken up. This could be your day-to-day routine being shaken up, or this could be your career being shaken up by something 9th house. So maybe you have to integrate technology or something brand new into your job that you're not used to doing. But something structural in your day-to-day or in your job or in your health has to change, and Uranus is going to push you there. So, you may decide that you have to change your diet, or you may have to change your regimens that you do every single day. But there's something here for Virgo that, is how you live day to day, how you structure your everyday work or your everyday health. And Uranus is saying, nope, you got to change that philosophy. You have to change that and integrate something new. And there will be new opportunities too in your work area, most likely. Saturn is retrograde, so you might have to reflect on what needs to be changed, but you have to let go of those structures or the, whatever health regimens you have daily that don't work, or whatever is at work, if, coworkers, things like that. If that's not working for you, you need to do something to free yourself. Okay, Libra. So Libra, Uranus is in your 8th house, freeing you from old psychological habits and perhaps money even. And with this, money can quickly go out or quickly come in too. It's hard to say. But Saturn is in your house of romance and children. So however you handled romance before, or however you handled your children, whatever structure you had around that, or maybe even a creative project if if it doesn't apply to the other ones, whatever you built in that area, Uranus is saying, we're going to break it down and we're going to bring new opportunities in, and you're going to free yourself. And Uranus is in a money house. So, you are going to free yourself, probably going to see it in your funds. And this is like money from like banks, government. This could be like, investments, assets. And maybe you built this with a partner and now, you have to be free, or maybe something is changing. Could be with a child, maybe and how you raised them. That approach is no longer going to work. So maybe there'll be a new way that you have to look at things. Have to deal with your own psychological stuff, and perhaps this will free you in some way. Uranus is really saying out with the old and in with the new. Okay, if you're a Scorpio, you have Uranus in your 7th house of partnerships, and Saturn is in your 4th house of home and family. So whatever has been going on where you're structured yourself in your home needs to change. Uranus in the 7th house, you could meet somebody suddenly, but this seems to be freeing you from a home situation or your roots. Maybe, how you lived because you were brought up in a certain way. Saturn is all about following the rules and doing what you're supposed to do, and that part of the chart has to do with your roots. So maybe you were raised one way, and now, Uranus is saying we're going to break free of that. And this is Uranus in the 7th house. So it could have to do with, compromising with a romantic partner or taking action on a partnership. Maybe you'll be working from home. Maybe you'll be integrating technology into the home. But something in the home structure does seem to be getting freed and changing. Okay, Sagittarius. So you have Uranus in your 6th house and Saturn in your 3rd house. So I would say communication or travel, however you've done that before in your, work world, I would say that's probably getting shaken up. There might be new rules. If you travel, Sagittarius loves to travel. Even in their job, sometimes they, travel from A to B for their job. And Uranus might be shaking things up and saying, you have to use Zoom now, or you have to, You know, it's shaking up your communication area somehow. This could be, third house can be like contracts, things like that too. So maybe a contract that you had before, Uranus is kind of coming in and saying, nope, the contract's changing. So, but again, it's, you know, it's okay, I want to keep it this way, but no, Uranus is saying you got to change it. It could be health too, but I mean, I suppose you could have a shakeup in your health and wellness, but I think this is really more about how you communicate on a day-to-day basis. And maybe even think on a day-to-day basis. Maybe you're changing your thought patterns on a day-to-day basis. Capricorn, Saturn is in your second house. So, you know, this is how you make money. These are your values. And Uranus is in the fifth house of romance and children. So whatever your values were, maybe, you know, they're not serving you anymore with your children. So you may have to kind of, you know, get with the program. Maybe you're going to have, your kid is going to have to show you TikTok or something, you know. You're going to have to kind of vibe differently. You're going to have to be more open-minded. Uranus is more open-minded on your values, maybe, you know, maybe not so stern with Saturn there. You're going to have to open up a little bit to connect with your child. Maybe this is with a romantic partner where, you know, you have to, you have to be more open-minded. Maybe you have to take an exciting trip because fifth house is adventure, so maybe you need to be more adventurous. But something is probably being shaken up in that fifth house. And Aquarius. So Aquarius is also feeling this in a big way because they are one of the fixed signs. So Saturn is your ruler, and so is Uranus. So it's almost like you get to feel this more than anybody else in the cosmos. So Saturn is in your first house right now. So it's saying that you have to take responsibility for your actions, saying you have to be responsible for your body, for how others see you. And Uranus is in your house of home and family. So it's saying whatever structure you built needs to be shaken up. So you may be leaving a home or integrating more technology into the home, but it's like, you know, and I talked about this in my yearly forecast. You know, you have one foot in the past and one foot in the future, and you just have to take that leap, and this might push you there. Okay, and then we have Pisces. Pisces, Saturn is in your 12th house. The 12th house is endings. It's mediumship. It's behind the scenes, and it's it's your subconscious thoughts. And the third house is travel, communications, and contracts, and how you think. So you may be changing your subconscious in some way, or your subconscious thoughts. You may have to become more outgoing or more brave when it comes to third house matters, when it comes to speaking out, or even learning something too, because third house is learning skills. But it's almost like you have to change the way you think about it. Or if it's not that, there could be karmic endings going on, and this is opening up a whole new way of learning, of traveling, and how you think. Okay, so let me know how you are feeling this Saturn-Uranus square in the comments below. Remember, Saturn is 1 foot in the past, Uranus is 1 foot in the future. So you can try to hang on to Saturn, and it's not that you have to get rid of everything Saturn, but you have to hang on to the parts that are good, and you have to let go of the parts that are not good anymore, that don't work anymore. All right. Have a great week.